FTB lag, what's happened? Thank you very much for the hydrates. Cheers. All right. What I gotta do? I gotta figure out what I was doing last week. All right. Let's see. Lots of bug reports. I gotta tackle these things. Maybe I should start creating some issues. Hold up. All right, here we go. What should I call this book? Championship race. Avatar change, maybe. Tonko 1234 reported this bug. What else we got? Daily challenge. Always showing 2 attempts remaining, even though. Let me try. Daily problem or daily challenge. Man, this one is really hard. I should redo that. So, alright, this one says 1 attempt remaining, but Pixel Pusher says it doesn't work. Let me create an issue for that. A user reported this bug. Let's please investigate this to see if this is possible. Dang, I don't have my speech thing running. What should I use? Handy, I guess. Handy's been working well. Alright, a user reported this bug. They said they have 0 attempts remaining for the daily, but it always shows 2 attempts. Can we figure out if this is possible in the code, and how can we prevent that from happening? All right, there's another issue, UI lag. Some users are reporting that UI is feeling sluggish and it stutters sometimes. Maybe we can do a, I don't know, like performance analysis to see what's causing these issues. Some type of benchmarks, maybe. Yeah, something like that. Especially during a typing race. else? Pixel Pusher wants Typeblazer and Discord to be connected, and for me to spend some time working on my Typeblazer Discord. I should probably do that. Anyways, I think, hey, Tonko Balonko, what's happened? I did not see your message, sorry. I just seen it now. I had the wrong chat open, man. My chat was blank. It was from somebody else's stream. But now it's the right chat. Alright, I'm gonna work on your bug, man. I don't know which one it was. This one, championship race avatar change. I'm gonna try and fix that. I'm gonna try and fix a lot of things. Alright, what is this? Showing my little secret side projects. What is that too? Alright, I gotta... These are not... That's not what I want to open. This is what I want to open. This is a weird bug. Yeah, I'll have them investigate. I'll have the agents look into it, man. So, where are we at? I need my terminals. One. We'll start with 3 for now. DOMG5SS, what's happened? Hi, how long have you been LeetCoding? I've been LeetCoding since the end of 2019. Almost, just about 6 years or so. What's going on, man? How long have you been LeetCoding? Test. All right, there we go. It's working. Do you make game? I guess you can call it a game. It's a typing game. Typeblazer.com. It's live right now, early access, or whatever you want to call it. Been doing LeetCode since last year. Very nice. How far into your studies are you? Like, in terms of, have you covered all the topics? Are you going through each topic one by one, or how many problems have you done? Have you been taking the contests? How comfortable do you feel with LeetCode? Did I sell it? I have not sold it. Alright, did I put this guy in plan mode? Let's see. So this bug, 1040. Investigate issue 1040 with your agent teams. Investigate issue 1041 with your agent teams, especially your front end agent. All right, 3, doing work. Make something for 3 more, maybe. Is Claude code better or is it still a little buggy? I'm not sure. I haven't done any vibe coding this weekend. So the last time I did it was Friday, and I think it was being a little bit buggy. So we'll see. It looks like they've released like 3 new versions or something since Friday though. I just bought a source game like UFO shooting in the space. I can't upload it to websites. I'm not sure what you're saying. I don't know. It's just I keep hopping from one pattern to another. When you hop from one pattern to another, do you hop because you get frustrated, or do you hop because you feel like you get an understanding and you're ready to move on? I was doing arrays, linked list, then trees, and then back to arrays. I see. So I guess you've been doing like frustrated and could not understand. I see. Can we make an AI chat using Claude API key? What do you mean an AI chat? I mean, I'm sure you could probably do it. Dom, I'd say, man, you gotta try and stick with the topics. But these topics sound like you're like just starting out your algorithms. Are you a student? Are you working in industry already and you're trying to like brush up on your algorithms? Do you already know how to program? And or are you still like learning how to program while trying to learn algorithms at the same time? All right, what else? Is this infinite mode thing? Let me test it out. I don't even know what's in production right now. Program. Good morning to you. What's happening? Let me try an infinite mode real quick. 15 seconds. Did that save, man? I don't think it's saved. Did I get my Blazor books? Did not get my Blazor books. Let me do it one more time. I'm in my final year. I know programming, been doing it for 4. I'm comfortable with Java for data structures algorithms. The problem is I keep forgetting the patterns, which I have already done. How much time are you spending studying every week? Are you just studying like once a week? Or how many hours do you spend each day or each week studying? Because you said you started a year ago. I think you should be further along after a year of studies, unless you've been studying not so frequently over the last year. So I'm trying to like figure out, you know, your situation. All right, let me try this. Oh shit, let me try an infinite mode again because it definitely didn't save. Maybe I just didn't deploy it yet. All right, so maybe I should just redeploy. Uh-oh. What the heck? Oh, I don't have Docker running or something. Crack mama, what's happening? I don't think you need to remember patterns as long as you can understand the problem. Optimizations needed, you end up with some known pattern. I don't think you need to remember the patterns. Well, I don't know. I think you need to learn the patterns. Like, if you're trying to do, like, say, a I don't know, a DFS problem, but you don't even know what DFS is, that's not great. I don't think you'll have a great time trying to figure that one out on your own. So you got to be exposed to the patterns, I think, before you see one in the wild. Like, I don't think you're going to solve a topological sort problem in a reasonable amount of time unless you've practiced top sort. 5 days a week, and I spend about 4 to 5 hours doing LeetCode. Sometimes it takes hours for me to figure out the solution. Tell me about your strategy. I'll try and follow it. Yeah, I mean, I'd say 5 hours a week. I don't know if I'd say that's enough time to get better. I'd say I recommend at least 15 hours a week if you're trying to get better at LeetCode. Like see some actual progress. Keisha from Ukraine, what's happening? Thank you very much. So my strategy was I took one topic and I trained that. I started with the most basic implementation. 4 or 5 hours a day, that is a lot of studying, I'd say then. So my strategy was I take the basic implementation of a pattern. I have on my website here, I have all the topics that I think are important. So like, let's say I wanted to learn binary search. I just do a bunch of binary search problems, maybe starting with the most easiest one, like find a number in a sorted array. And then slowly turning it up from there into like less obvious binary search problems. And then you start to see like where you can use the pattern and how to implement it. So I do that, and there's so many different patterns, man, but I spend time on one thing until I feel comfortable with it. And then I move on to the next one. It took me almost 2 years to get comfortable with LeetCode. And I'd estimate about 1,000 hours in those 2 years. But if you were to understand what DFS is, you will end up with some solution, which will be similar pattern. Yeah, but to understand what DFS is, I think you have to study it first. I don't recommend trying to do problems that you're unfamiliar with the algorithm needed to solve it. I was doing a lot of greedy problems recently. I was able to figure out the relationship. Greedy problems are some of the hardest problems to do, I think, in my opinion. It's hard because it's very hard to prove that a greedy algorithm will work. At least that's where I struggle a lot with greedy problems. I don't recommend starting out with greedy problems. I recommend starting probably with the basics of like 2 pointers, hash maps, binary search. Like you should learn linked lists for sure, trees, whatever. BFS, DFS, super important. You should learn data structures as well, like priority queues, how to use those. Graphs contain like top sort, Dijkstra's, bipartite. You should get good at recursion before you try to tackle like backtracking or DP problems or try problems even. And I think prefix sums is also like super powerful, but I don't think I'd recommend starting with prefix sums. I mean, there's a lot of guides out there I think you can follow, I was saying journey, so yes, you have to study DFS first, but enough is concept, ideas, not solution itself. You produce some sort of pattern that is similar to anything you want. Yeah. All right, I think we're saying the same thing, Crack Momo. Like, I think Crack Momo is telling you not to try and just memorize everything because that's not going to be very helpful. you need to understand the patterns for sure. But don't try and just memorize. Well, you can, if you want to memorize something, man, memorize a standard implementation. People call those like templates. They use a template. Some people copy and paste their templates in contests. Some people don't copy and paste, but they memorize their templates and they type their solutions out the same way every single time. For example, my binary search, anytime I implement a binary search, it's always the same, usually. I don't stray too much from how I do it. Or my sliding window, you know, I have a template for that. I don't copy and paste it, but I know exactly how I write my sliding window. And I understand it as well. But anyways, keep on keeping on. That's the only way to get better. Gang of 4 is not useful as many patterns emerge as you have to problem solve. They all came from problem solving. That is my point. I don't know what Gang of 4 is. What does that mean? Gang of 4. Band. Design patterns. It's a book. Oh, design patterns are very different than algorithmic patterns. It's a book, yeah, but I think that's a different type of pattern that we're talking about here. At least I don't know what the book refers to, at least, but based on this, it sounds like, yeah, it's object-oriented programming patterns, different from algorithm patterns. Let me guess, you're working at Fang. I don't have a job, man, but I guess I used to work at those places. That place, one place. So that's my advice for learning algorithms, man. I think you got the time amount in. Like 4 or 5 hours is a good amount of time, man. And just keep practicing, try to do the patterns one at a time. Eventually you'll cover all of them and you'll be exposed. You'll build a good foundation. Once you do that, I think you need to go on to your next phase of training, which is actually training your pattern recognition or whatever, like doing random problems that you don't know what the pattern is, or you don't know what algorithm to use to solve that problem. And then you have to look in your toolbox of all the different things that you know how to do and figure out which one of those things will be able to get you an optimal solution. Like adapter, what file share, networking, everything. Yeah, these are not what we're talking about though, Crack Mama. LeetCode or algorithm patterns are like, you know, BFS, DFS, bipartite graph, union find, prefix sums, things like that, sliding window. Anyways, failed building images, man. What did I change in my thing over the weekend? It's crazy. Crazy talk, right? Race server. All right. Dijkstra's knapsack, all Sag. Yeah, I guess so. I'd say those are more not beginner stuff. I'd say this is more intermediate stuff when it comes to lead coding. All right, my Docker thing is, my Docker build all script is not working. Here are some of the errors in the logs. try hit those things. I mean, it's the same problem and solution: when to use patterns in software architecture and when to use what search algo for your problem to solve optimal. I'm not sure I understand what you're saying, but sure. If you mean it's just like learning the patterns to solving solutions, generally is the same, I guess. I don't know. Adharsh, what's happening? Welcome. How are you doing this week? Should I stick with Java or switch to some other language for DSA? I think Java is fine. Java is fine, man. If you know Java well, I'd say just stick with it. You have a problem you want to solve optimally. Yes, that's how they are the same. I use C++. Many people use Java or C++ when it comes to interviews, or Python. I'd say C++, Java, Python, top 3 languages for algorithm interviews. I recommend to use whatever you're most comfortable with, but I personally use C++. I think, I don't think it really matters what you use, to be honest. It's more, maybe also you can think of what language you want to work in and maybe just use that. Because maybe trying to match with a team that uses that language might be more bonus points. At least if you're targeting like a FANG company where they've just hired general engineers, I guess, not necessarily somebody who knows a particular language all the time. If you're trying to get a job at smaller places, I think it depends. Like, most places want to see people that already have experience in the stack that they're working in at smaller places. All right, Adharsh, let's start a stream with best of 3. Yeah, not right now, man. I gotta work on some things today. I feel like I haven't been super productive lately, and I need to get back on my grind. But I took the weekend off, so hopefully I'm fresh, you know? All right. What are we doing? I got to run my review bot as well. Do I have... Dang, I got... I didn't know I had so many PRs open. Are you like trying to build your own empire or looking for a job? I suppose you can say I'm trying to build my own empire, man. And I've just started my journey, so we have no idea how that's gonna end up, man. I recently quit my job. Back in November I quit. And then I started doing this stuff maybe 2 months ago. Like working on TypeBlazer and a couple other projects I have. Hey, thank you very much. TypeBlazer for me is just an exploratory project, seeing how far I can get with LLMs only. So far, I think I've seen enough. There's also MonkeyType, similar to, yeah, MonkeyType is by far the most popular typing site right now. But there's some things I don't like about MonkeyType. So I'm just trying to build a typing site that caters to my needs, I suppose. and it has the things that I like. A championship race every hour on the hour. So we have 24 championship races a day. I think I like that type of party. The multiplayer is, I know lots of typing sites have multiplayer, but Monkey Type I don't think doesn't. We have avatars, and then the biggest thing is private leagues, where you create your own league and you have your own private leaderboard with people, only people in your league. I think this is probably the biggest differentiator from my typing website to other typing websites. So I'm trying to get everything working nicely. I think I'm almost there. There's still, like right now, I think I'm in my polishing phase, but I've been here for a few weeks now, man. I think the last thing I'd like to finish is the league stuff, and once this is finished, I think I'm just gonna move on from this project. Maybe try and market it a little bit, but this isn't my main project that I want to build. This is like the warm-up for me. Alright, I guess we gotta wait until these PRs are merged from my review bot. 3 of them need to get merged. But man, this thing didn't even wait. Strange. Usually my thing waits until I have 2 AIs reviewing. I have Devin AI, and then I have my own Claude review bot. But my Claude review bot is supposed to be waiting until Devin finishes, but it didn't do it. Who is Benji Beck? What are you talking about, man? How'd you know that name? Anyways. B. Becco. Yeah. Yeah, why are you asking about that person? It's in your description. It's in my description. What? I don't even know. But he's a friend of mine. We used to be roommates, and we used to be training partners for LeetCode. I trained with him for a long time. I started training with him. We both met, and then we both talked about LeetCode being the way. And then we both started training at the same time, and we both made it into Fangs after training together. How much money do you spend on coding agent per month? I have the $200 max plan. So that's the only, and I guess I have a $20 chat GPT. And maybe I pay for Gemini for the year, I don't remember. And Devin is free. So just about 220. B. Becca is in my description. Is it? Or maybe my about? No. My Twitch description? On Twitch? Oh man, I must have set that way back. I haven't updated my Twitch channel in like 4 years, man. Way back. I haven't updated my Twitch channel in like 4 years. Way back. I haven't updated my Twitch channel in like 4 years. Way back. I haven't updated my Twitch. Oh yeah, December 8th. Oh yeah. B. Becco. December 8th. Oh yeah. B. Becco. Yeah, I'm not removing it, man. Yeah, look at this guy. This guy is insane. So we both started like really look at this guy. This guy is around the same time. So we both started December 8th, 2019 or December whatever. December 8th, 2019. Yeah, I pay 200 a month for Claude. And it gives you almost, I'd say almost unlimited usage within reason. I'd say almost unlimited usage. So I'd say Becca is probably better at algorithms than I these days. So I'd say Becca. Well, I don't know. He hasn't been training as hard, but I think he knows more than me. There's an echo, but I think he knows more than me. Echo. There's an echo, but I think he knows more. Echo. There's an echo. Huh. I mean, alright, there is water running, but he's saying, alright, there is water running, but he's saying, alright, there is, maybe I have two things on. Alright, how about now? Oh, I have my stream open when I was looking at my channel, that's why. My bad. Point blank, Ted. Yeah, when somebody said I'd check out my thing, I looked on my channel page and then I forgot to mute it. Yeah, Spoon XR, what's happened? Thank you. Anyways, this is that was my training partner. He's way more consistent than I am. I looked up to him because he had such a great work ethic, man. I think the best work ethic I've ever seen from anyone in my life, from anyone who I've ever met in real life, man. He's top tier. And I think I learned a lot about, you know, staying on point, like just doing what you're supposed to do every day from him. Discipline, I guess. When we first started, I was a much more experienced programmer than he was. But he's basically caught up to me, maybe surpassed me just by being super consistent and dedicated to the cause over the years, man. Real inspiration to me. I didn't get how it's payment for Claude is token usage but packaged like normal Claude. So for Claude, there's Claude Code. You can use the API, which is based on token usage, or you can buy like a prepaid plan for however much a month that gives you set limits to how much you can use. Git channel, what's happening? Is LeetCode best for learning? I'm going for data science or analysis, which needs SQL, Python. I'm new here. I don't know what's best for data scientists. I'm not a data scientist, but I see them talk about Kaggle or something like that, man. I'm not sure. And we need to connect with, I'm not really on LinkedIn, but you can find me here on Twitch. I stream 5-6 times a week, mostly 6 times a week. Sometimes twice a day. Alright, let me see. I got lots of things going on with my LLMs right now. Just waiting. Oh, this is supposed to be watching. Maybe that's why I didn't. Man, it just reviewed one thing. It's crazy talk. But I guess it reviewed the one that I needed. This is basically LeetCode for data science. Oh, nice. Yeah, here, let me link this to the YouTube chat. Yeah, I don't know anything about data science, but somebody in my Twitch chat has pointed you here for data science. Thank you very much, Tonko Balanko. I mean, I still don't get what suits my plan to use it as my coworker that implements a lot of boilerplate code. I'd say if you're using Claude Code to code, I think it's pretty easy to say that the monthly payment plan is the best way for you to go. if you're using Claude Code, or if you're using like Opus or whatever Anthropic LLMs for more something else than coding, like programmatically calling the agents for your app or something, I think they want you to use the API way. Dumpy Don, welcome to the party. I started vibe coding. Hey, what's happening, Dumpy Don? Hey, everybody. Dumpy Don has started to stream LeetCode. So if you're interested in LeetCode streamers and want to watch somebody grind LeetCode, you should follow Dumpy Don, man. Shout out to Dumpy Don. I didn't catch you live, Dumpy Don, but I don't even know how to shout out, man. I saw your VOD. I don't even know how to do shout outs. I was just trying. Yeah, you should keep it up, man. And then maybe once you become consistent, people start coming and doing algorithms with you. Wait, last week Vibe coded a LeetCode project for 3 hours. Maybe I don't know. Dang. I think it's a great way to practice like speaking while you solve problems, because that's what you're going to have to do in the interviews. You're going to have to speak to somebody, share your thoughts while solving the problems. And if you don't practice that, it's a very weird feeling to do, like for the first time live. So you want to get that out of your system, and you want to be like well practiced before you get to your interviews, man. That's why I'm like encouraging you to stream more, and I think it works for me, and it has worked well for a lot of other people. There's been a few LeetCode streamers that have come and gone because the cycle goes like you practice LeetCode, you get good, you start to stream it, you get even better, then you get the big job, and then you stop streaming. So that's why you don't probably see many LeetCode streamers, because once they get the job, they usually stop. But it's such great practice, man. And then people will give you feedback on things, and you'll attract a lot of like FANG engineers just by being curious about what you're doing and stuff. They give you lots of advice too. I found it really helpful. Anyways, let's see. Alright, did we just... dang, still build fail, man. What the heck? Why is this tripping? What did I change? Alright, I get this error when I'm trying to do a Docker build all. Maybe I shouldn't have left my project in a mess on Friday, because now I don't even know what I was doing. Anyways. Alright, make a PR with these changes, please. Alright. Steven Sagiball. I've never seen you greet me like that, man. What is going on over there? I've never seen you use exclamation marks, or never seen you talk like this, man. Who are you? Somebody stole your body? Steven Sagiball. What? 100 plus watch streak? Yeah, dang, 25 stream streak. Thank you very much, Dumpy Don. Talk like this, man. You talk like somebody in a corporate group chat trying to sound excited about stuff or something. I don't know. How do you guys plan your day and stay consistent? I'm not very consistent with LeetCode these days, but when I was training, I had a set time that I would study LeetCode, and I treated it like a job where, you know, if you're scheduled to work from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., you're going to show up to your job, otherwise you get fired. That's how I stayed consistent. I pretended if I didn't show up, I'm going to get fired. And then I thought for every LeetCode problem I did, it was basically like $200 in my pocket. For every single problem I did, I got paid $200. That's like what I told myself mentally, because it is kind of true. But you can only get paid out once you solve like 500 problems or so, because that's kind of like what's going on, man. For every problem you do, you're getting paid a lot of money, because the jobs that you get pay you like 200,000 plus, right? So if you think you did 1,000 problems to get that job, it's kind of like $200 a problem or so. Git Channel says, I actually see people live stream while they're learning to code just to document their progress and to connect with other people in the industry. Big help when applying for a job, I guess. Yeah, I think streaming is great for programming and stuff, to like connect with other people. That's like a big reason why I started streaming, besides like practicing for interviews and stuff. All right, what are we doing? Waiting. App error. What the heck is that? Hey, should I just squash and merge this? I don't need to wait, man. Let's see. Can I show you a Pokemon card, man? You show me a Pokemon card every day, man. But sure, you can show us your Pokemon cards. Are you trying to sell your Pokemon cards to my chat, man? I got 2 of these. Mega Charizard. Dang, 2 of them. Like 2 of the same card. You gotta try and flip them or something. Ungraded. How do you know that you don't get scammed? Are you like buying them? I don't know. I don't know anything about Pokemon cards. Can you show us Docker files? Yeah. I don't know where they are though. Well, can I show you? Here's one. This is my API Docker file, I guess. So I don't know what you want to see from the top. Yeah, I'm not a Docker person, really. I don't know anything about what I'm doing. Wait, this one's failing, right? Well, we'll see. It was failing, but we just did a fix, so we'll see after I pull in the new changes. But I don't think it's a Docker file. The Docker file hasn't been modified in many weeks. It's a code change that's making it fail, probably. Here we go. Let's try and rebuild. There's a top LeetCoder who was a gambler. That's Aweiss. Then got into Pokemon card business, then sold cards to Ed Sheeran, earned in 500k plus. Well, maybe not Aweiss, but Aweiss is a top LeetCoder who was a poker player. But I don't know if he got into Pokemon cards, but I know he got into crypto and made hundreds of millions. I'm gonna save my points so that hopefully it make me a keyboard. Yeah, I've made one of those keyboards, man. So far, at least. Alright, it looks like maybe this might be working now. Might be building. Will you ship it to my place? Probably. Like, not Aweiss. Yeah, I don't think it's Aweiss after I read the Pokemon card stuff. Oh, shit. That sound is a sound of a Type Blazer championship race approaching. So let me do that real quick. Panda Poopums, what's happening? The raccoon, I've never seen a raccoon in the wild before. Snowy TP, what's happened? Do you ever run into limits with Claude Code? I'm using cursor and getting to the limit real quick. I haven't really had problems with that. 1 week, I hit the limit, the weekly limit. The only time I've ever hit in 2 months. So, but I'm on a $200 plan. It was expensive to buy. 400 Blazer bucks, yeah. Man, these LeetCoders are good with game theory and gambling, playing blackjack, etc. Yeah, the top LeetCoders are literally, I'd say, I don't even know, geniuses, man. If you're like top 10 in the world in LeetCode, you are like crazy. Hedge fund guys for sure. But, you know, like the top LeetCoder made Devin AI, man. If you don't know about that. But he's more than just a LeetCoder. I mean, look. This guy, well, shit, Neil Wu. Him and his brother made Devin AI, man. Whatever the company or whatever. Now he is thinking machines. Douche, what's happened? Oh wait, after this championship race, I gotta ask you a question, douche. Alright, here we go. Championship race. Man, why are they giving us such hard passages? I really gotta do my passages over. Boolean Cube in the house. What's happening, Boolean Cube? Long time. Yeah, it's been a while. Man, you must be one of those hedge fund guys we're talking about. Boolean Cube is like a top LeetCoder out here, man. So many, yeah. Douche, I meant to ask you, what do you think about the One Piece Netflix live action? Have you seen it? I know you're a big One Piece fan. Worst I've ever done. 37? What the hell? Praying. Hey, Boolean Cube, you've finished, right? You've graduated university now, and you're in industry or what? I don't really know. Or like you're about to get a dang HFT offer or something. Maybe I put too much pressure on you, man. It's okay if you're not at HFT, man. Oh, still in your 3rd year. Dang. Well, it's coming up soon. Wait. I get that question a lot, but I haven't watched Netflix live action. Have heard good. You haven't even watched season 1, man? Because season 2 is out. I just started watching it a couple days ago. I think I'm on the 3rd episode. I just wanted to know what your thoughts on it was as a One Piece fan. Oh, Git Channel says, I'm 17 going for college this year. If I go for programming, should I skip college? Just pull all my days to programming, maybe 2-3 hours. I don't think 4 years in college is enough since there's a lot of other subjects. Man, I'd say, dang, I think it really depends on your situation. Generally speaking, though, I think going to college is probably the right choice to study computer science or programming, because I think college is not only just about the education. I'm sure like you could probably learn similar things if you just grinded on your own every day, all day for 2-3 years. But I think college also teaches you things about life that are hard to learn if you don't get out there in the world. You learn a lot of socializing in college. You learn a lot about yourself in college as well. It's the only time in your life, I'd say, where you're away from your parents and you're with other kids or other people around your age, and no one has like a job really. Everyone's responsibility is school and like mingling with each other. So there's a lot of value in networking with people, especially if you got into like a top tier college. I'd say it's absolutely worth it just for the network that you'll build while you're there. And you can't get these things by grinding at home alone. Maybe in some cases, if like you streamed your whole thing and then you built a crazy community, but that's like probably the exception rather than it being the norm, you know? So I'd try to take some of those things into consideration before deciding to ditch college. Especially if you can afford college or if you have scholarships, I think you should really consider it. True, college is a valuable experience beyond just education. It's also good for connections. Yeah, for sure, man. I think it's equally as valuable as the education. Wait, how'd you know? Yeah, man, everything's on the internet these days. All right, what were we doing? Oh, we're rebuilding. I was gonna push the new stuff to production, which I should stop doing. I should get the staging environment, but man, I'm just big lazy. So Git channel, I think you should really think about that before you decide to skip college. If you were able to get into like a top school or a decently good school, absolutely you should be going, man. Unless you got some crazy backup plans or alternate plans. But I don't think grinding at home for 2-3 years is a good alternate to going to like a good college. Anyways, let's see how many things I broke by pushing this new stuff to production. At least I waited until the championship race was over. Alright, is it up? I don't even know what I changed. So let me look at my issues. Hey, Git channel, anytime, man. Anytime, don't you worry. Not HRT, but I'm interning at a quant firm this summer. Sorry, I'm lagging a lot. Oh, dang. Not HRT, but something similar. I kind of had a suspicion you would be, man. HRT is Hudson River Trading. It's one of the top HFT firms out there. Hudson River Trading. They pay like $1 million a year or something. Wait, let's look. What's it called? What's that dang website called, man? Levels.fyi. I'm getting old. Hudson River Trading. Let me show you why people study so hard, man. Look at this. Entry level junior 500K. That's crazy. Like literally fresh out of school making 500K at HRT. Look at these salaries, man. Or dang, they trying to make me sign up these days. I don't want to sign up. But they get paid a lot of money at HRT. you know, I'm sure seniors are making way more than this. This doesn't seem right. But I've been trying to apply to more and more places to see my options, but nothing's opening yet for next summer. I see. You know, some people say that Anthropic is basically the new, say, like Jane Street or HRT stuff, you know, in terms of prestige, at least. I don't know how true it is, but maybe there's some truth to it. I don't think I can afford big schools. I live in Philippines. All right, that is a very important piece of information, man. I don't know much about schools in the Philippines or anything. So maybe that changes things for you. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe you can do both, or yeah, maybe it's somebody who knows more about life in the Philippines could give you better advice. Because my advice is specifically if you're living in the US, I'd say. Thank you for telling us that, because I think it changes things a lot for sure. Honestly, Anthropic have been doing well, but I think Google has also been doing really well in the AI race. Yeah. I guess well, but if we're talking about prestige, you know, I think Google prestige is not as high as Anthropic. Or, you know, Google prestige definitely not as high as, say, Jane Street or HRT or something. Anyways, who cares about prestige anyways, right? I guess we all do. I do a little bit. Most people do. All right, what are we doing? We're trying to figure out what just changed. Championship race history winner names clickable. Let's see. Oh, I can't click that name on the leaderboard. So that was a lie. Autofocus typing, glow filter regression test. Maybe none of these changes are very noticeable. I don't know how to test for lots of these things, man. Similar to Americans, we use English in most subjects. Maybe expertise, like teachers, is a big gap. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not sure if my advice is good for the Philippines because I don't know about their school systems or. Hey, Boolean Q, thank you so much for the Prime subscription, man. Much appreciated. Let me put you up on the board. Dang, you're third year. Man, when did you come onto this stream? Because it feels like it's been longer than that. Maybe not though. Maybe you're like a freshman when you came on first. Maybe that lines up. All right, I'm moving slow today, but we gotta do some things. All right, this one, what we're looking at here? Fix UI lag, FPS issues. Let me look at this because this is something that Ricky Wong has flagged. I want to see if there is anything for real. All 500 class strings. What does that mean? Merge 2 WPM timers into one. Shallow ref. I don't know anything about front end to know what they're talking about, really. Sargath 666. Damn, what's wall of text? I'm honestly tired of all these constant predictions about the future. The truth is, nobody really knows what's going to happen with this whole LLM situation. Most of what I see is just fear mongering. Let's drop the speculation and stop pretending anyone has the answers. All these damn technocrats wreak fear to prolong money flow. Wait, Sargath, who's talking about that here? Or are you just talking about in general? Or is that a copy paste? Yeah. I guess I feel the same. I don't know what's going to happen in the future either. I'm not trying to predict. Why choose Remix plus Supabase for MidnightSimon.com? No good reason, man. I chose Remix just because I don't remember why I chose it. I think at the time OpenAI moved away from Next.js to Remix, and I was like, hey man, if a hot company like OpenAI drops their Next.js, maybe I should try it out. That was like my only reasoning, man. So it wasn't like a very good reason. It's just like trying different things, man. And then I think I was reading stuff about Next.js not really working that great if you're self-hosted instead of using their whole ecosystem or something. But it was a long time ago. Does Remix supplement Supabase? No, Supabase is just a database as a service. Supabase works with everything. So don't look into my decisions too much because they're not like very calculated. It's just kind of random. Sometimes it's a deliberate choice that I really mean to do. Like using C++ is very deliberate. But like Remix or Vue, not very, like, I don't know anything really. All right, there are a lot of dang changes this thing did. All right, before we make a PR, can you review this with every single agent on your agent team in parallel? A rush Waghammer. Wagmare. What's happened? Sorry. I'm very bad at pronouncing names. How are you doing? Hello. Supabase is very convenient, but I haven't heard of Remix. Oh yeah, Remix is actually deprecated now because I made MidnightSimon.com 2 or 3 years ago. So I think Remix is now called React Router v7 or something. I don't really know. I can't keep up. I debate Python is the GOAT and go-to now over C++. In what sense, man? Because you're not using Python for infrastructure. You know what I'm saying? What is this? Remix.run? Yeah. I'm not a front-end developer or front-end engineer, so I don't know anything about anything. So it looks like it's getting even more confusing. So it went from Remix to React Router v7, and then it's going back to Remix. How confusing are they trying to make things, man? Or maybe that's just like a fork of the project. Who knows? All right. Dang, look at this. 5 5 things reviewing it at once. That thing is gonna burn up so many tokens, man. Shit, I've already used 15%? That doesn't make sense, man. That's crazy. Well, I don't know when I started, but let's have them review that stuff before I move on, man. Got one PR open. Oh, this PR. I see merge conflicts. That's why we still have that bug. So I gotta tell this thing, fix the merge conflicts in PR number 1033. 1033, yeah. People always ask me how I deal with merge conflicts. This is how I deal with them. I just tell Claude to deal with it. Nothing too crazy. That's all we gotta do. Alright, this optimization PR is still under review. But let me see if I can, maybe my MacBook or my Mac Studio is too bumping to see the stuttering. Maybe I should try this game or this typing stuff on one of my really old shit laptops. Maybe it will be more apparent on a slower machine. But we're trying to fix like some performance issues. Or if we could get some type of benchmark going, that would maybe let me know what's up. Anyways, PR created, PR created. Let me clear out these agents. What's this one talking about, man? Fix merge conflicts. Yes, I want to do that. And this one is talking about wrong attempts remaining. All right. We got some issues I can work on here. 67 issues. All right, this one is being worked on right now. This one is also being worked on. This one, 1023, not done. Do issue 1023. This one's still reviewing, man. I wonder what they're reviewing. How do I see? I can't see what they're doing. All right. All right, review is done. All 5 agents have reported back. Everything looks good, it says, pretty much. Small fixes. All right, I want to see these changes, and then hopefully none of these changes break anything. But I want to see them in production, and then I'll try to see what's up. This is my first time watching Claude Code actually work. Hey, Boolean Cube, it's been crazy. I've not done a single manual line of code on my whole website yet. I don't plan to, but it's going pretty well. I've done a lot of, closed a lot of issues here. lots of PRs, 433 PRs, 542 issues in the last 2 months. Hey, look at my I guess the last couple of days been kind of chill. But 3,000 contributions this year so far, just vibe coding. I don't think this means much, but you know, this is more than my GitHub contributions ever, like before vibe coding. You know, this is like way more than I ever done. I had a real job using GitHub in 2022, 2021. No, 2022, yeah. And I don't even do as much as I've done in the last 2 months. Ghost in the net, what's happened? It took longer to do the same work before. Yeah, it would take me a lot longer to build this website without vibe coding. And a lot more brain juice and energy spent. So it's a real thing, man. Yeah, what's happening, Ghost in the net? How are you doing? My goal is to work in US because my auntie is nurse in San Francisco, which I have connections. So I kind of think my plan at this age between software engineering and web development, which career do you think is better in the US, like in terms of opportunity and growth? 100% sure software engineering is going to give you more opportunities and everything than just web development, especially in this age of AI. I think a lot of the web dev stuff is easier to do since LLMs are here. Software engineering is still a thing, and I don't think it's going anywhere just because AI is here. I think maybe software engineers are going to be doing less coding, maybe, but they'll still be doing engineering, you know. But I guess everybody wants to come to the US and work, so it's going to be challenging, but not impossible. Many people have done it before. I don't know how they do it, though. I was lucky. I'm not from the US, but I was able to get to the US because of my mom basically naturalized before I was 18, and I inherited my papers, you know. I haven't tapped into any of those internal agents yet. Still sticking to just using good old Gemini Pro. Hey, Boolean Cube, you gotta try out the agents. They're a game changer. They can like read your code base and everything, which is a lot better than copy and pasting stuff into some like chat on the web, you know. Like this thing knows everything about my code base, and it's maintaining it. It takes its own notes on things to remember. I have different agents and stuff. AI has definitely shifted my skills fast from writing to debugging. That's sick. How do you define the number of agents and the job of each agent and stuff, or does it do that for you? Now I created. Let me show you my agents. I created my agents, but it's very easy to create one. You just say create new agent and you give it a description of what you want the agent to do. So these agents, they all do different things. I have a C++ guy, devil's advocate, that just basically asks a question from a different perspective to try and challenge the current design. Front-end coder, front-end specialist guy. Principal engineer is more for design, like the initial project design or feature design. And UI design person is just like how the layout's gonna work. So each of these are different agents, and what that means is they each have their own memory file that they keep notes on. So let me see, can we look at the agents? All right, so here is a peek into my Cornelius, the code reviewer agent. So this is his memory, man. He has all types of notes on everything. So this is the prompt, the system prompt. Don't defense. What's happening? We'll do type racer in a second. How do you make new agents? Oh, you just hit make new agent. But these agents, they will like keep very detailed notes on your project so that it doesn't make similar mistakes, or if it like reviews something and it changes something, it knows to make a note of that. So future things, it knows to look for those changes or whatever. But I get this warning saying my memory is too long for this agent. So maybe we gotta do something with that. But the agents, I think you have to enable this. This is an experimental feature. And if I want to create a new agent, you just create the agent and you specify the scope, whether you want it to be scoped to the project or to your personal thing. So that means all projects, it will kind of know what to do. I have mine at the project level because I want them to be experts in the current project I'm working on. And I don't want to like bloat their memory with information on other projects that don't have anything to do with this project. So you create the new agent, you choose a location, and you just generate with Claude. And you tell it what you want the agent to do generally, and then Claude will just build the agent based on your description. So that's how you create the agents. And I think what makes them powerful is a combination of the prompt that gets injected every time they do something, and also the memory that they're able to keep individually. Because if you only have one agent or a generic agent or whatever, you only have one memory file, and the memory file can get full really quickly, and then it just runs out of context. So you create the different agents for different parts so that you're able to get even more memory, I think. I use Kilo for my AI systems, and it has modes which are basically agents like orchestrator, architect, debug, review, ask. Yeah, I'd say probably similar. I don't know how other systems work. I've only really played with Claude Code. Constructing a team of agents is an art of its own now. Yeah. Can you describe what is the HLD, architecture of type, the high level design? I can try real quick. Wait, why don't you use Crew AI for making different agents? I don't know what Crew AI is. That's why I don't use it. So Type Blazor, let's see. It has, the front end is Vue. I'm using Supabase as my database. I have an API that's in Hono. And then I have two servers. It's a C++ server for the multiplayer, and then I have a C++ championship server. So two separate. So there's like 4 things running for Type Blazor. I don't have any caching or anything like that. No caching layer yet or anything. All of my data is stored in Supabase. And I guess my multiplayer stuff is in C++, and that uses WebSockets, a library called uWebSockets, supposed to be the most performant socket library out there. So that's what I'm using, and I don't know. Front end just talks to the multiplayer server, and everything works. I don't know how it works, man. Championship server schedules a race every hour on the hour. So I think the API just puts something in my database that says there's a championship race server, and then the lobby is open 5 minutes past the hour, or 5 minutes to the hour, the lobby opens up, and then people can join that race. And then once the time ticks to on the hour or whenever, it kicks off the race, does some things. I don't know, man. That's like a loose tour of what Type Blazor is like. So that's how you create the agents. I think, wait, Claude Code Agent Team. You have to enable some flag. Yeah, if you're interested in trying the agent teams thing, here's a link. Wait, Git channel. Sorry, I missed some of your messages here. My aunt only finished high school. She started as a caregiver in San Diego and now nurse. I guess be bold. Yeah, I don't know when your aunt did these things, but I think times are very different than maybe a long time ago too, right? If you get boomed now, how many users can type layers of support at a moment? I have no idea, Dumpy Don, but I'd like to figure that out as well. No idea where it would break. Let's load test it. Yeah. Jacob codes, what's happened? I do have some issues tracking that stuff. I was trying to... Well, let me see. Maybe I can merge this. I was trying to do some optimization so I can raise my multiplayer room limit beyond 15. I want to have like hundreds of players in one thing, man, but I have not. I have bots, but I haven't ran them yet. Maybe I can try that right now. Yeah, morning, Jacob. What's poppin'? Should we try that? Let me just talk to an agent freely. Hey, a while ago, I tried to increase the multiplayer room size from 15 to 100. This PR was rejected by Cornelius, the code reviewer, because he said that with our current design, it would not scale to 100 users in a single race. We have since then added in many optimizations that could potentially make us scale. So I'd like to increase this limit to 100 users now. Can you do a quick check to see if you think that is feasible? Please use your whole agent team, especially the principal engineer, the devil's advocate, the C++ expert, the front-end design person, everybody to figure out if this is feasible. All right, let's figure it out right now, Dumpy Don. I have bots. Rake 131. What's happened? The whole agent team. This is kind of funny. Wait, why is that funny, man? I want the whole team on this, right? So, Dumpy Don, I have some bots that I've created that I will try out. Once we do this thing, I'm gonna see if we can just raise the limit to 100, and we're gonna try hundreds of bots in one race in production. Not a all-purpose one that I know of. I would have to check analytics. Bring the whole gang. Yeah, we'll see what the whole gang says. This is something I've been trying to do. Let me show you the PR that got rejected. How do I find that? Is there a way to say is closed? Wait. How do I say not merged? Who knows? Let me just search for it. Yeah, here's the PR I tried to do. Oh, don't defense, I forgot. Hold on. This is the PR where I tried to increase the room to 100 people. And then it left this comment. It was like, closing needs architectural work before raising the default to 100. And then it was reviewed by basically all of my agents. And it was like, nah, this is too much of an increase and we should chill on this. And it made some bugs for me to address that. I've addressed a lot of them. So we'll see if we can raise it now. All right, here we go. Type racer. This is the site that we used to use a lot. Dang, look at all these ads, man. That's because I'm not signed in. I don't know, those shitty ads everywhere. What does your agent orchestration look like? Are you just using default Claude agents or using some sort of third-party tool? I am using default Claude agents. I don't use any third-party tools really. Yeah, I don't have any crazy orchestration stuff going on. My flow is I create my issues in GitHub, and then I just give each terminal an issue to do. All right, first race is the warm-up, second race championship. Man, there's a lot of fast typers here for real. Guest 123, guest 110, and don't defense 107, guest 103, douche with a 69. Wait, do you think you can ever have too many agents? Yeah, probably. I'm sure there is a limit where it's like not good anymore. Also, is it realistic to have like a QA agent, or do you actually just need humans for QA? I do most of the QAing myself, but I've heard of people talking about using playwrights, maybe not for QAing, but for like nice testing using playwright. Pink guest, dang, 123. All right, that was just the warm up, man. Here we go. It's a championship round, and dang, 110 fast typers. And if you want your name on my website, I have a type racer leaderboards here that will be deprecated soon. But I'll keep this leaderboard up for as long as the website is up. But if you want your name on here, you either have to log into type racer so that we can see your username. Or if you win, you take a screenshot and you share it here. Those are the two criteria for being on the leaderboard. All right, here we go. This is the championship race, though. That one was just a little warm-up. Are you guys ready? Oh, I didn't... let me share the link with YouTube, because I didn't share it with YouTube. All right. Ready, set. Are we ready to go? There's a lot of people in here. Let's start. Dang, I'm not... Alright, I messed up, man. How come I can't start the race? That's because I'm not the owner of this racetrack. Oh, man. My bad. I logged in as guest. I have to create a new racetrack. Jesus. My bad, everybody. Here's a new link, new racetrack. All right, here we go, man. Championship race is about to begin. No, you're bad. Type racer is bad, yeah. I really gotta move on, but it's taking longer than I thought. Dang. Don't defense. Barely. Lost to me. That was pretty slow for you, though. 100. What's going on? Slow for everybody, man. Look at all those 90s. Choked at the end, yeah. Everybody. Real close race. Look at that, man. Everybody's like within a couple WPMs of each other. I hate apostrophes. Yeah, I hate crazy punctuation, but I think we all need to get faster. All right, so I won that one. Very nice. Let me add my own name to my own leaderboard. So this is what inspired TypeBlazer. I've done this TypeRacer leaderboard thing for 4 or 5 years now, man. And I've been recording everybody for a long time on this stream. Obama giving medal to Obama, yeah. And then this is how TypeBlazer is born, because now TypeBlazer will have our own private leagues where we can basically keep the same information without me having to like manually enter things anymore. But it's not quite ready yet. It's supposed to have been ready, but you know how it goes, man. You know. Anyways, what we're doing, we were trying to raise the limits. I keep screwing up my spit. Monkey type is shit compared to this. Hey, monkey type is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to call it shit. Since TypeBlazer got up, monkey type is in grave. Nah, man. Oh, for you, yeah. Wait, TypeBlazer is actually kind of goated. Hey, thank you. I'm just trying, man. I know there are so many typing sites out there. I'm on like a typing subreddit, and every single day someone is posting their vibe coded typing site. It makes me feel like, dang, everybody's trying to make one. But I will continue to build my TypeBlazer because it's useful for this stream, and I think it might be useful for other small communities or other communities who want to keep their own little typing competition over a course of some time. So I'm thinking, I'm targeting like teams at work or orgs at your company, you know, where you can have your leaderboard and everyone in your org. Maybe you can have like a weekly typing thing, and you can keep points throughout the season, course or half course or something. A WebSocket can handle thousands of connections without problem right now, and low memory overhead will be interesting to see fixed for that scaling problem. Yeah, I want to see how far I can push it. 3 weeks ago, you set a 1 week deadline for TypeBlazer vibe coding. What happened? Don't defense. You're right, man. I did say that. Something did change where I feel like I really like TypeBlazer, man, and I'm having a lot of fun building it. I'm also having a lot of fun like just doing the races, I think. And I think I've gotten comfortable with it. So I think I just want to spend as much time as I need. But with that being said, there are some changes coming up that I haven't really talked about yet. I will be shifting some of my efforts into AlgoBlazer instead of TypeBlazer. So that means probably slower updates for TypeBlazer. I want to work on TypeBlazer during the stream, maybe only during the stream. So that means 15 hours a week for TypeBlazer, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that might be my only time doing TypeBlazer. AlgoBlazer, yeah. This is TypeBlazer is just a tutorial before AlgoBlazer. Aren't you at least a bit worried that you see TypeBlazer has so many other competitors? So you should focus on next thing. I believe this is gonna happen with anything I choose to do. There will be so many competitors, whatever I build. So I'd say I'd be lying if I'm not like, yeah, it does cross my mind a little bit of worry, but not enough to make me panic or to like really change what I'm doing too much. I still think I have a slight advantage to some random guy building a typing site, since I have like a small community to help me test and to use the site and things like that. But I think I do want to focus on my next thing, which can also be, I have so many competitors in that space as well. So it's just gonna have to be a dang battle royale to see who wins. And I don't think you have to win for it to be successful. I think there's space for multiple different things in the same area. I've made my own one-off typing site before. It was fun. Yeah, I think lots of people have been making it. So if you had to start from zero again, how do you relearn coding today? Git channel, I see you move from YouTube because I'm slow. 7 Ajinkya, what's happened? Algo Blazer, I haven't really talked about too much, but it's just my version of LeetCode. If I'd start again from zero, man, how would I relearn coding today? Or maybe I think the more appropriate question is, would I learn coding today? And I don't know, Git channel. I like literally do not know what I would do if I had to start again from zero. I think I would probably be vibe coding for sure, but I would clearly not have as much knowledge as I do now. So I'd probably be one of those vibe coders that everybody hates because I don't know what I'm building. And I'd like get to the point where I figure out I need to know the fundamentals before I can go further. I'm just trying to play out the scenario in my head, but I'm not sure, man. Lots of competitors, but I don't see any other typing CEOs streaming live and building audience. Yeah, thank you, Blue Cactus. Type Racer, who can build their Type Racer clone first? What? Wait, can we conclude that coding will be soon dead according to you? I don't think I said that, but there's a chance in the next 5 to 10 years, maybe even sooner, that knowing how to code is not going to be like the limiting factor or the gatekeeper thing anymore. I'm kind of glad I learned coding before AI became big. It must be so tempting to never use your brain when AI is always there to help. Yeah, I think this is a problem. Type Racer is a genius idea. Wait, but when you building projects beyond just learning, I recommend the use of AI. Yeah, AI has been great, man. Coding is dead. It's already dead. What are we talking about? Yeah, Don't Defense thinks it's dead. I don't want to say it's dead, man, because I think that's a little bit extreme. But I think maybe there's some truth to it, man. I guess time will tell. I'm so glad I learned horse riding before cars became a thing. It must be so tempting to never ride a horse. Yeah, that could be similar too, right? Because, man, sometimes I wish I knew how to ride a horse. But now, like, what's the point? It's so easy to get around with a car. But, man, how am I going to look like a dang medieval knight if I don't know how to ride a horse? You know? Or something. I think never riding a horse has been working. Man, maybe. Honestly, implementation is not that useful a skill anymore. Yeah, I think that's where it's trending, I'd say. And I'm not trying to fearmonger or anything. I believe that being a really, really good coder is not as powerful as it used to be like 5 years ago or 10 years ago. I say being a really strong coder was like a superpower 10 years ago, man. But today, I don't think it's as powerful. Knowledge carryover from coding to AI usage is real. Yeah, I think we can debate about this stuff for a long time. How useful is knowing coding? I think for sure it adds some value. But how much value? And is it going to be a big differentiator, like, you know, to put up against somebody who knows coding really well to somebody who doesn't in like a few years? Is there going to be a big difference? I don't know. Maybe. Time will tell. Time will tell. That's all I gotta say. Should I learn vibe coding now instead of hard coding? I think you should definitely expose yourself to the vibe coding stuff. because there are a lot of techniques that you use in vibe coding that you won't get exposed to. And I hear a lot of companies, before they hire you, they want to make sure that you know how to use AI. So if you're applying for a job or an interview and you want to get hired, but you've never used AI, I think you're not gonna stand out as a good candidate. But I don't think they offer much jobs for only vibe. Yeah, not right now. Maybe in the future, maybe never. And I think vibe coders is probably not a great word to use here because it has a lot of negative connotations. But I do think companies definitely want to see that you use AI and that you are well versed in using AI and you know how to run parallel agents and you know how to get them to do things autonomously and you know best practices. Just like software engineering, I think it's becoming a branch of its own a little bit. I think there's a differences depending on how you use AI and which models and all that. Right. I've been working with my friend who has no idea how to code, and I've been having to teach him how to prompt and read the outputs rather than just accept all edits and hope it works. Hey, that's what I do. I just accept all edits, man. I don't I don't really see what I look at the general plan sometimes, but like, let me see what this is saying. I'll skim through their design if they give me some choices, but I'm not ever really looking at the code. Anyways, I don't know if I should work or if I should keep chatting to chat. They do offer a prompt engineer role for ludicrous salaries out here on the East Coast, like $250K to write prompts for a new AI browser startup. Yeah, I saw some guy say he was a prompt engineer, but I forget what he said he did. We're all agentic engineers here, yeah. Do you see a lot of engineers using AI agent setups in the workplace now? Absolutely. Everybody is doing it at top tech companies, big tech companies. It's more like if you're not using it, your ass is about to get fired. They have metrics tracking how many AIs things you're using. I know at Google, there's like not just at Google, I think at like Meta and Amazon too, there's like, people can, just like how, you can see how many CLs or PRs somebody on your team has submitted. You can now see how many tokens they've been using. And people are starting to use that as the new like thing to try to determine if you're being productive or not. They look at your dang token usage, man. So I don't know what that means. That basically means everybody is using AI agents in the FAANG companies, man. And those are probably some of the strongest coders in the industry. But yet they're all being forced to use AI, man. I run IT and SaaS for a 100-person company and our entire dev is AI first. Yeah, I think this is very common in the industry. And it wasn't common, I'd say 1 year ago, this was not common. Everyone was kind of like tiptoeing around it. Maybe some very progressive thinking coders were using a lot of AI a year ago, but today it's almost everybody's doing it. Quickly changing. Is majority of companies let their employees use AI because they might expose their files in AI? I don't know. Some companies do not allow certain AIs. Like I know Google won't allow you to use Anthropic or OpenAI, but most companies, I'd say they don't care. I'd say only the crazy, super crazy companies care about like their files being exposed. Uber too, yeah, all the top companies, man. Minimum token usage per week. I don't care how many commits you made to GitHub, you only use 10,000 tokens, yeah. Need to learn Chinese to reduce token count. What do you mean, man? It seems like it would work, but Chinese and Japanese characters are 4-byte, multi-byte. Oh, I see. I see what you're saying about token usage. That's interesting to see. I feel all right. That sound was my Type Blazer Championship sound, so we got to do that soon. I feel like it's the opposite at hedge funds. From what I see, they are very anti-AI when writing code, but things could have changed in the past year. Man, it's been 1 hour. Don't be done. I say that every single time I hear the Type Blazer notification. It's already been an hour. Yeah, so I don't know what HFT or hedge funds or whatever those guys are doing, because I've never really worked in those places. But I know all the fangs and fang adjacents for sure pushing AI like crazy. Although I think not all teams are able to use AI to code as effectively as other teams. Some teams, there's a lot more to do than just code, you know. There's a lot of alignments and a lot of like talking to your clients or your teams that you're working with and trying to come up with a plan, or making deals for features or compromises, you know. I think right now the AI stuff can't really do that well, but maybe in time it will. All right. Championship race starts in 18 seconds. Dang. All right, we got to get these benchmarks going with 100 players in the room or something. Dang, Jake 1130. Dang, I clicked the button. Anyways. Hey, it says, look, I think there's a bug that just happened, man. All right, I don't know how that happened. I guess I closed the thing while I was as I was trying to join. So, my bad. Jake won that. Douche, second place. My shit's not working. Do you let AI make your portfolio? What? Listening to your stream is way better than Pomodoro music while doing my small projects. There's a lot of smart people in here. Yeah, for sure. Honestly, last hour's beep was still in my ears. I just heard another one. Yeah. Dang. I can't believe I messed up that thing. Anyways. Let's try to figure out the big races. So feasibility assessment. It says server ready front end needs work. C++ ready can handle 100 players per room today. All right, we have all these things. Room update. All right, I got some questions for this thing. So on the front end, there's supposed to be a new mode to display large races. Did you take that into consideration when you assessed the front end's capabilities? What is the size of the SVGs? I have no idea, man, but I thought SVGs were just like math formulas. I don't know how big an SVG is. Maybe I can ask. What are the sizes of our avatar animal SVGs? They're scalable. They don't have a size. Yeah, that's what I thought, man. I thought they were just a math formula, you know. But what do I know really? Who is who is a better coder between you and Claude? Definitely Claude, man. Anyways, hey, Boolean Cube, thank you very much for tuning in today, man. Good luck with everything you're working on. I'll see you around. And thank you very much for that Prime subscription. I guess I need more interactive streamer on my feed than just news about rockets. Yeah. Gets old listening to all the doom and gloom in the world. Hey, Douche, thank you very much for the hydrates. Cheers. Alright, so that changes everything. There's already a complete race density strip system in that branch that solves all of the front end concerns. Yeah, I know. I told it to do it myself. So, alright, it says we're good to go, man. I'm about to increase that size to 100 players and see what's up. Let's see. I'm gonna just tell it. Wait, what's the plan? What's the plan here? Yeah, set the thing. Do that. Do that. Yeah. Do all that, man. Easy. Alright, what's this one saying? Don't know. Just accept. What was this one doing? Okay, make PR. And then this one is doing nothing. Let me clear that. Got no open PRs. Everything is merged. So I just want to set this thing. I don't know. Should I test it in prod? Yeah, that's what I've been doing. Why would I stop now? You know, as soon as this is done, push the new changes, and then we're gonna have 100 player rooms that we're gonna load test. Was Dom getting heavy with too many SVGs or something? What was the problem? There is a few problems, but they've all been addressed since we flagged those issues. I'll tell you the problems. Well, I don't know where they are. Hold on. Where am I looking? All right. The problems were it's n squared in the broadcast. So it's saying right now the max was 15 players and it will do this many cents per second, but for 100 players it will be doing 100,000, which is 44 increase, 44 times the amount of usage for, I guess, you know, CPU or whatever. And maybe it could have worked, maybe not, but the AI thought I should make some optimizations before I scale it to that many people in the room. So things like progress batching, rate limits, back pressure stuff. I don't even know what that is, but and better locks, and then front end. If I just had like 100 avatars on the screen, it's not very useful because you can't even see that many avatars. So like the UI is not very effective at handling hundreds of players. So those are the problems. So we've addressed a lot of those things. I've made a new UI for larger rooms that I've never really showed on stream. but maybe I'll show it today if we can get there fast enough. I think it's an interesting UI, and I wanted to see how it works like in real life. Wait, I think I have a preview of how it would work. Let me try and find it. It's called the density strip. Maybe it's in the experimental or density strip demo. You guys want to see it? Wait, where was it, man? I just saw it and then now it's not here. What the heck is this file? It's untracked. It's untracked, but it's not. I don't see it. Oh, it's right here. Density strip teaser. Fluffy, what's happening? Here's the UI, maybe for like, Lord, I guess it goes really fast, but each vertical line is like a player. But this is just a demo of how it would look. And then you see the people around you and then the top people. So that's what we're trying to load test with 100 or more players. We'll see how it goes though. Should I refresh it? It goes too fast, but it's just really a demo, man, so you can see what it would look like. All right, let's check this thing out. This thing is still implementing stuff. PR created, PR created. Hey, Fluffy, what's happening? Also, welcome to the party. Clear those things. Oh, that one is done, so I can clear this. When you're vibe coding with AI agents, how do you make sure the code is actually good and not just working? I don't know if the code is good, man, but if it's working, to me, that's good enough. Just vibe with it, yeah. I no longer really check the quality of code or anything like that. But I'm a solo dev, so I don't think it's a problem if you're a solo dev. But if you're working on a team, I think you should probably check the code or something. I don't really know. Just vibe with it, yeah. Doing well, doing well. How am I? I'm also doing well, Fluffy. I took a couple of days off the weekend to just completely disconnect and get ready for my next phase, which I talked about it a little bit. I'm going to be shifting some of my focus time away from TypeBlazer and onto my next project. But I will always be working on TypeBlazer on stream, and maybe only on stream. So I'm not going to be working on it off stream that much going forward. I'm going to be working on my new projects off stream. Next project will be solo too. Yes, solo. And then once I feel my next project is at a level where it's good enough that I'd like to share it, then maybe you'll start to see me just start doing that on stream instead of TypeBlazer. But I don't know how long it will be. My goal is probably next 2 months or so. March, maybe less than 2 months. In the next 6 weeks, we'll see. Yeah, solo, man. I'm tired of working on teams. I'm tired of waiting on people. I'm tired of trying to align my opinion with other people. I just want to do everything on my own for now. Negative IQ viewer. What's poppin'? Blocked at work right now. Yeah, I hated that feeling of being blocked on everything, always. Man, what is this thing still doing? What, you don't work? Wait, you don't do better work when you have 4 Zoom meetings a day that cover nothing? Yeah, I didn't really have that many meetings when I worked because I was just a low-level scrub. But I still have to wait for approvals from people. Take a long time. Actually, it will be interesting to hear your thoughts one day on the quality of the C++ code from the model. I guess models may be best at JavaScript because so much of it on the internet, but maybe not as much C++ in the training data. I don't know about the C++ code because I haven't really looked at it. But yeah, I don't do code reviews of my LLMs. Maybe I should, but I don't think it's necessary too much right now for what I'm building, at least. Maybe if I was building something a little bit more serious, probably looking at the code might be important. Perhaps if I were to ever integrate with Stripe or some type of payment system, I would probably take a look at that code and test it a lot more thoroughly before just shipping something like that. But for typing stats and whatever, like, not a big deal for me. Skidoosh, what's happening? I'm also vibe coding my side project now. What's your side projects, man? That's the issue when you are very smart like us. Aligning with other dumb coworkers is hard. Nah, that's not what I mean, man. All my coworkers are probably smarter than I was, I'd say. Meetings are my enemy right now. I don't get one day without at least one meeting. Dang. Models still write ass JavaScript code. It says more about the average JavaScript code base and less about the models. Interesting. I wonder how far AI has come with accurate commenting of code for teamwork. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, the engineer, what's happening? C++ has more architectural considerations and restrictions than JavaScript TypeScript. There's also a lot less third-party code freely available. My previous job required me to have a good understanding of the underlying patterns of popular JavaScript packages to write code generators. The average piece of JavaScript code is for the birds in terms of readability and performance. Yeah, I don't know much about JavaScript, but I'd imagine maybe a lot of the code out there is not that great quality. And if that's what all the LLMs are trained on, maybe it also doesn't have the best quality. But then I know I don't have the best quality code either, man. So it's hard to say if I could even spot anything wrong. If I could just import DirectX in C++, I'd be so happy. I don't know anything about DirectX. Yeah, I actually have a friend that is working at a big tech company, and he writing React, and the JavaScript will just do styling inline instead of separating components, and he will get a shit ton of comments on his PR if he doesn't review it. Interesting. Yeah, I think if you work at a big tech company, you gotta review your things yourself before you send it to other people, especially if it's AI generated stuff, man. Dongs, see you later, man. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll be on tomorrow. I'll also be on tonight for algorithms, 9 p.m. Eastern time. DirectX is all separate libraries. There's Direct 3D for graphics, Direct Input for controllers, Direct Sound for audio, and multiple files each. Yeah, I've never worked with DirectX or gaming or whatever. Tomorrow for me because it's night here. I see. Yeah, I guess I'll see you tomorrow then. Thank you very much for hanging out. Alright, we're still waiting on this dang review. We could have a lot of agents running right now, but I think this is... Oh, you know what? I need to release the leagues. Maybe this one. Do issue 392. Sorry for asking a lot of questions, but what's the hardest problem AI is struggling in coding today? Hey, no worries about asking questions, man. Hardest problem? I have no idea. Maybe chat knows what's up, but I don't really know what AI struggles with. In web dev, it's design. I'd say maybe QA stuff is hard to do as well. I think a lot of people have become their own QA teams or whatever. A lot of bug fixing, yeah. Lots of bug fixing. There are so many like small bugs. Anas, what's happening? How to learn programming and in what time to make money from it? Most people make money from programming by getting a job. So however long it takes for you to get a job. And how to learn programming, I think you can learn programming the best by just working at it every day. Just like you learn anything else. There are so many resources available online for free these days in 2026 that I think you can just pick one, follow it, be consistent, put the hours in, and you'll learn how to program. All right, this one is adding the link. Somebody, wait. Hey Dev, Hadev, HA Dev, H4 Dev. Sorry, I don't know how to call you. H4 Dev recommends Code Academy, the Odin project, and doing your own projects. So Code Academy, the Odin project, is that some math thing? That's what somebody recommends. I think I've also heard Free Code Camp being popular a few years ago. I don't know if it's still popular. I feel like at some point in the near future, someone's going to come out with a really good test-driven development AI workflow that's going to bring back test-driven development in a big way. You write property-based tests and integration tests and all that, and the AI keeps trying until it passes and all the tests. Wait, passes all the tests and meets the prompt. Yeah. Fluffy, I've heard this is probably the best way to do vibe coding, but I still haven't really done that too much, man. I should really try out this method sometime. You can just ask the agent to do things based on the test if you want test-driven development. Yeah, I think maybe you don't even need to write the test by hand, but you can tell the AI to write the test first. And then once the tests are solid, then you just tell it never change the test, and then to like write the implementation that would pass the test. I don't really know. Des1 Red SNNA. What's happening? Have you done anything with the teams in Opus 4.6? Yes, I use the agent teams quite a bit in Opus 4.6. I find them to be pretty useful, and I like using them. Vibe leading TLB miss. What's happened? And Des1, how are you doing? All right, so I'm trying to. So I have this thing, Typeblazer. This is my coding or my typing website. I'm trying to do an update where I'm raising the limits from 15 players to 100 players in the room. And then we're going to use bots to get 100 players in the thing, and then we're going to see how it performs. That's what we're working on right now. Here's the methods for tests. If it finds a bug, tell it to first confirm it's a bug, then write a test that fails that bug, then fix the bug and confirm the test work. I love doing that. Ever since I started with that, it didn't do false shits. Yeah, this is pro tip from Don't Defense. I like that. This is how we used to tackle bugs at work too, where you think there's a bug, but you're not sure. You write a test to confirm that this behavior is reproducible, and then you fix it, and then you make sure that test that you wrote to confirm the bug will like pass or fail or whatever. But who's writing tests for Claude? Yeah, not us. So AI coding is the future, but at some point you will get stuck if you don't know anything about frameworks, architecture, etc. Yeah, I would say there is a high chance you're gonna get stuck if you don't know anything about programming or software engineering for sure. But maybe it's possible to like vibe code your way out of that. I don't know. I'm not in that position to know how it is. What are you writing it in? Vue on the front end, Hono.js for my API, and C++ for my multiplayer servers. Alright, are you planning to monetize TypeBlazer? Maybe at some point in the future, but right now it's not my immediate goals. For the new feature, you can write tests before writing the code, but it's often better to ping pong between tests and bugs for iteration. Yeah, I've read about like the new feature stuff. You write your test, that's the first thing you do, and that's like the whole idea behind test-driven development. But I've never tried it, and I think I really want to try it. All I write is bugs though, so it's the same, yeah. Are certificates still a big deal, like the ones you get from courses? I don't think certificates were ever a big deal. Maybe there's some certificates in like some industries, but I don't think they mean anything for software engineering. Maybe they mean something for like, I don't know, security people. I don't even know, man. Are you going to pre and shiftify and change per character type? What are you talking about, man? Charge per character type? Nah, I'm not trying to do that. If I do monetize, I want to do it in a respectful way. Is it vibe coded from the ground up, or did you lay the groundwork before putting Claude on it? It is vibe coded from the ground up. I've never coded one thing personally or manually in this project. All right, implementation is complete. Feature 100 player rooms. Very nice. Okay, make PR. Okay, make PR. I'd pay if I could get 1 WPM extra per dollar during Twitch redemption. Yeah, that's so respectful. Yeah, respectful only to you maybe, but not to the other people, man. TypeBlazer pay to win. Yeah. Yeah, no one really cares about certificates, I feel, but what do I know? Maybe some people do. You need that cape that adds 25 WPMs. Hey, maybe there might be a crazy mode where you get items that boost your WPMs. And you can do like a fun race for, you know, that adds some chaos. But that's like fun ideas, not a real idea. I feel like having a portfolio of projects for people to look at is the best way to show off what you can do. I say portfolio is nice, but I don't know how many people actually look at your portfolio. Maybe I'm biased, but I also think streaming is a great way to like show off what you can do or connect with people. Maybe I think maybe contributing to open source might be another way besides just personal projects. And I think it can't just be any personal project, because if you just make an Instagram clone or something, like follow a tutorial, that's not very helpful. Nobody cares about that stuff. The personal projects that we're talking about here are things that you really put some time into building. It doesn't have to be super unique, but I think you have to show that you've invested enough energy to reach to the point where you have to make some architectural decisions about which way to go, so that you in an interview or something you can like talk about these points in your project that you've reached where you need to or you can discuss trade-offs and why you made these decisions and alternate things that you considered and why you didn't go with that way and why you went with this way instead. I think that is what's important with personal projects. Not show something like, look at my Pokédex that I follow this tutorial on. Nobody cares about that. I found that when people are looking at your resume, the first thing they ask is, okay, but who used this? For what? For how long? What was I replacing? Why did they switch? Are you on what? I don't even know what that is, man. The more you type, the less ads you see. Yeah, not so much exactly what the project was. Oh, right. And also the process of developing and shipping, how long it take, and what was the process of shipping. Yeah, I think these are important too, Fluffy. So the personal project needs to be large enough where you've experienced these things. Like you've created a flow, you've worked on it for some time. I'd say, I don't know how many hours, maybe hundreds of hours would be a great project. Dual keyboard for one hand, yeah. Man, I wonder if people can do that. Like, I guess it wouldn't be any faster. But I wonder if people, some people can write with two hands. Like, the same thing. I wonder if people can type two different passages at the same time. With one hand on this keyboard, typing on this screen, another hand typing on that screen. That would be insane. We should have Nitro that skips few words. What the heck are you guys talking about? Google Recruiter here? Who's hired, man? I wonder how a job interview will work in 5 years. How do you solve this problem? I'll ask Claude because I'm a prompt engineer. Yeah, I mean, even today, man, I think there is going to be some changes in the way like people grill you in interviews. Peptides are the new nerd Botox nonsense. I inject proteins that supposedly make you better. Yeah, I'm not on any performance enhancing drugs, man. Maybe I'm on some performance. What's the opposite of enhancing? Performance degrading drugs, maybe. That's what I use. Onboarding AI safety at enterprise level right now would print money. Man, you should work on that then. I don't know what your idea is about. Hacker type? Is that a thing? Oh, this is a thing where you just... Hey, I've used this dang thing in one of my videos, man. I don't remember which one. Alright, here we go. We have these PRs. What we're really doing, we're not just talking nonsense with chat. We're waiting on the dang PRs to get merged. So right now, my review thing is reviewing it, but it should wait for Devin, man. I don't know why it's reviewing it. Anyways. Can we put our vibe coded projects in our resume? I would. I can mash on two keyboards at once. I don't think it would make sense, but I can do it. Wait, some developers on TikTok are belittling vibe coding, saying it's not a real skill and that you're not a real programmer. Is it okay to mention vibe coding on a resume? I don't know if I had to say vibe coding on a resume, but for sure I would try to let the resume show that you are an AI first developer or something, or that you're familiar with AI tooling and you know what you're doing, But I don't know if I'd put vibe coding on there. That's more like a slang, a street term these days. The interview questions are just going to be, what prompts would you write for this situation? Nah, I don't think so, man. I think it gets a little bit more technical than just prompt engineering. Maybe this might be the question like 2 years ago, but I think we're way beyond just what prompt would you use. Wait, dang, enhancing. Am I that far behind messages? Whether it's a real skill or not is irrelevant to whether you should include it on your resume. If you know who you're selling to, put whatever you need to get your point across. To be honest, I am the lead developer at my company and also use Claude. Actually, 4.6 is amazing. Yeah, I use Claude almost exclusively. Getting hired has very little to do with being qualified. It has more to do with convincing people that you can get the job done. It sounds like it's the same thing, but it's not. Yeah. Say that's also true, man. But you can be both. Like, you can be qualified and you can convince the people that you can get the job done. So it's not, you know, I'm sure everybody knows that though. Hi, I'm a pro vibe coder. I use AI drink my coffee and watch at my screen. What? Yeah, you should be both. Anyways, let's see. Is this pull PR merged yet? Not yet, man. And man, it's really supposed to wait until Devin before it reviews, but it's already reviewing it, you know. 10:49. So I got to update my thing to wait. I mean, I'm chatting on Twitch and drinking a Monster while Claude does the work. Hey, me too, but I don't drink the Monster. I just drink water. I used to drink a lot of energy drinks when I was younger, man, but I don't like to do it these days. I don't like to binge on work either. I used to do it so much in my youth. Now I try and take breaks. I try to like not overexert myself. I try to not to work like 16 hours a day and stuff like that. But maybe I need to. Sometimes I feel like I need to bring that back. I'm gonna need a vibe raise. Claude came out with co-work. Hey, what the hell is co-work? Hey, what do you guys think of microplastics, man? Are we just being fear-mongered, or should I not microwave my food in plastic containers and stuff like that? You think it's really a problem in our bodies? My jaded ass, cynical ass thinking is, if you're going to work for a public program with tax money, then do not apply if you can't actually do it. If you're going to work for a private company, do whatever you want. You are 30% plastic by now. I am. Definitely not microwave plastic though. Every aluminum can has plastic liner. Yeah, every aluminum can has that stuff. They say, man, microplastics everywhere, you know? Like, do you guys try to avoid it and limit your microplastic intake? Or are you just like, whatever, you've been doing it for the last 35 years or 45 years or whatever, so who cares? Man. Alright, we're just waiting still on this stuff to get reviewed. But maybe in the meantime, I want to talk about, oh shit, I don't want to like open a new, I want to make a new window first. And then I want to open something in this new window. The forever plastics that are toxic and build up in humans are so small that there's no good way to filter them. Stuff like Teflon is the same material, but the chains are too long for humans to absorb it. I don't know what that means. How about, is it gonna make us, is it gonna give us cancer or what, man? Am I gonna die soon, or am I okay? But I think cold or room temp items in plastic are fine, so you're good with cold drinks, at least, I hope. Yeah, warm soda is nasty. I think Brian Johnson, billionaire guy, did a lot of research in microplastics. He removed microplastics from his semen. What does that mean? Were you a professor as well? Did you teach? No, man. I was the lowest GPA graduating student in my class. Probably. Absolutely not professor material. So far, they don't have a direct link to cancers, but they can detect the amount that you've absorbed. Dang. I think that Brian Johnson billion guy did a lot of research on. Man, maybe I should watch his thing. Oh, hey, Blue Cactus AI. I see you retyped your message, but don't worry, I approved it, man. If the little thingies have A shape A, they're perfectly good for you. If the shape A, which is the mirror. Wait, what are you talking about? Chemistry? Don't be done. You don't like Brian Johnson? He wasted too much money on absurd things. Hey, I think people. Alright, I don't know much about this guy. I only know like surface level stuff on his story. I think he was getting a lot of flack because people were trolling on him or making fun of him, like, oh, look at this guy with money trying to like live forever. But then you think of it and it's like this guy's like a mad scientist, you know? He's like pushing the boundaries and he's experimenting on himself to like advance medicine or whatever, maybe. So maybe what he's doing is it can be seen as self-serving, but maybe it's also a little bit selfless in some ways. I don't know. I don't know if I have a strong opinion on him though. Because I don't really know anything. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Co-work? Yeah, I gotta check out co-work. He stopped his re-aging thing. He said he got exhausted following the strict routine. I see. He burnt out. There's an entire community that practiced body hacking. He did kind of look healthier before all the life hacks and stuff though. Body hacking. Are you guys anyone a body hacker or a biohacker or something? Hey, Git channel. Take care, man. Thank you very much for tuning in today, and I wish you well on your journeys, man. If you want to see when I'm live, you can go to my website, midnightsimon.com, and I have my schedule here. So I'm usually on 5 days a week, sometimes mostly 6 days a week, Mondays through Saturdays. I don't know how that translates to your time zone though. NFC in my bird finger. What does that mean? I drink a lot of caffeine. Is that biohacking? Is it yeah? Hey, have you guys experimented with microdosing on mushrooms or anything like that? I remember there was a time when people were saying that was like a big productivity boost. Kind of like Adderall. Oh, look, we merged. Shit, that's a lot of changes, man. I'm nervous about this change. Let me see if Devin reviewed it. Devin is still reviewing it. My agent was not supposed to review until Devin reviewed it, but something went wrong. I don't know if I should wait or what to like, maybe I should just see what's up. My beloved brother, I would never biohack for work. Wait, what? Microdosing and coding? I heard about it, but I don't really know. There's a clinic in my city that does microdosing as a treatment for depression and other mood disorders. Don't know about productivity, but it's a good trip. Hey, douche, it's not supposed to be a good trip if it's a microdose, man. It's only supposed to be a good trip if it's a real dose, right? There's not enough money on this planet for me to experiment on my body for someone else's bottom line. I mean, it could be for your bottom line too, I guess. All right, what are we gonna do? I'm just gonna push it to prod. Wait, I should at least check it locally first, at the bare minimum. I'm getting lazy. The more I vibe code, the lazier I get, man, I think. So, I don't even remember how to do this. Doc, oh shit, what's my command? I mean, technically, if you eat the food they are selling, you are already doing experimenting. I think only way for long-term focus is healthy diets and moderate exercise. Yeah, maybe. But man, I mean, there are other ways to focus intensely that don't involve exercise or healthy diet. You know. Anyways, let's try locally before I push it to prod. So, should I try like a crazy multiplayer race? All right, let me get my bots in here real quick. How do I spawn multiplayer bots? Have Claude participate for the other 99. Hey, Ghost in the net. I'm about to do that. I have a bot. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Can you give me the command to spawn 90 bots on this URL? If I microdose shrooms, then that's something different. Yeah? Wait, have you tried shrooms, Fluffy? I heard some interview where Sam Altman was discussing some Silicon Valley nootropic. Old interview. The problem is that mushrooms contain the active ingredient psilocybin, whatever you pronounce that. And if you were to take it every day, it would no longer have any real effects after just 2 days. Yeah, I've heard about this as well. Steven NLF. What's happened? Do you, Claude, working on stuff when you're not on your computer? Sometimes I do. I have a little Ralph loop script that sometimes I will run. I will feed it very specific GitHub issues that I've filed. I'll give it a list of these issues to do while I'm gone, things that I think it can do without my supervision. But I haven't been doing it in the last week or so. Okay, give me the command, man. Jeez. Wreck-It Ralph? Duke of Hazzard. What's happened? What are you talking about? Wreck-It Ralph? I don't understand. I've not tried shrooms. I'm just trying to make the point that buying food is different than experimenting with shrooms because of my role in the exchange, right? All right. Are we really talking about LSD right now? No, we're talking about, who's talking about LSD, man? Hey, I've heard microdosing on LSD is also pretty good. You know, maybe that will solve the problem of this thing that you're talking about, H4 Dev. You try CloudBot from OpenCloud Project? No, I haven't tried that. I don't know what I'd use it for, really. Chess.com has bots of famous players like Magnus, Hikaru. Can we have someone type Blazer? Can you beat bot mode? Hey, maybe that might be a future feature. I don't know anything about Ralph scripts. I just thought it was funny. Is a Disney animation called Wreck-It Ralph. I think the Ralph loop is based on like a Homer Simpson's character, actually. All right. 90 players. Let's see. Oh shit. The bots don't click join, man. There's a problem. The bots were built a long time ago. Now they need to be updated because they need to click the join button. Alright, the bots ain't working, man. We gotta update these bots. Let's try fentanyl in the office. Nah, I don't even know what fentanyl is supposed to be like, man. But I know lots of crazy people out there on it. Lots of people die from it too, not even knowing that fentanyl is in their shit. Anyways, I love Pixar movies. What are we talking about? Pixar movies? Anyways, alright, we gotta fix these dang bots. I don't even drink coffee, man. But wait, Wreck-It Ralph was not made by Pixar. Oh, that's what you're talking about. I've never even heard of Wreck-It Ralph, man. What the heck is that? I see. Never seen this in my life. Fentanyl is tragic. The fentanyl lean is insane. Yeah. Man, if you've been through the tenderloin, you're gonna see that. Chat went off scripts. Wait, what you talking about? Chat went off scripts, man. This is on script. They were talking about rapper. Wait, Dump It Down. Rapper. What? Who's talking about rapper shit? I guess we got here by talking about performance enhancing drugs. Tenderloin, talking about supermarket. Tenderloin is a place in San Francisco. Nate Dunn. What's poppin', man? Never heard of Wreck-It Ralph. Mushroom Nootropics. Yeah, let us hear. Tenderloin is a district in San Francisco. Yeah. That's where all the zombies hang out, man. Let me see. It's real bad. I don't know if it's real bad today, but when I was living there, it was real bad, man. I wish I had pictures of how bad it was. Anyways. Oh shit, I just closed my Twitch chat. You were living there? When? I was living in Oakland for a couple years, man. I lived in Oakland and then I worked in Sunnyvale. But I'd go to San Francisco every now and then. On Fridays, I'd go to San Francisco to go into the office there. Oakland mentioned. Yeah, I lived in Oakland. I lived in the town, man. Are you going to have bots in championship? No. Bots are just for me testing, really. So I'm trying to update my bots to work with the new UI, and then we'll test this crazy 100-player thing that I'm trying to make. Hey, Fluffy, you know about Oakland? I didn't really do too much in Oakland. I just stayed inside. You ever go to a Raiders game? No, I have not. I'm a bit too scared, man. I'm not trying to get stabbed. Unless I guess I'm a Raiders fan, then maybe I'm alright. Got lost in Oakland the first time I rode the BART. Dang. I've never been on the dang BART. There's too many crazy stories about the BART that I just refuse to go on it. I'd rather just drive or something. I had a car, you know. I was 18. Yeah, everybody who tells me a story about the BART, it's not good. It was the first metro system I ever got on. Hey, hope it was alright. Did you... Oh, it was okay? Yeah, did you see anything crazy on that BART train? Is Oakland like Gotham plus Tenderloin? Oakland used to be a really rough city. But I think it got gentrified a bit. But there are still parts of Oakland that are real hood. Like East Oakland is real hood, man. Even like places that are supposedly pretty gentrified now are not too great at nighttime. Like I lived in Old Oakland when I was there, like West Oakland, and man, the amount of times I heard crazy stuff outside my window, or even just peeked out my window and I'd see insane things, man. I've seen some high-speed car chases. I've seen like dozens of crazy cops escorting like all those car people. Man, I forgot what you call those car people. I'm getting old. I don't remember my slangs anymore, man. Marshawn Lynch? Yeah, Marshawn Lynch. His shop was right near where I lived. What do you call that when you take the cars and you lock down the bridge or you lock down an intersection and it becomes like a big party and people are drifting? Man, I'm getting too old to remember these terms now. But I've heard shootouts a couple blocks away. There are some crazy Call of Duty shootout right across the street from where I lived, man, in Oakland. When I lived there, I was on a BART, sat next to someone who had a pet watermelon. What? That's crazy. Wait. What do you call those road... Oh, wait. What do they call them, man? Oakland. What do you call Oakland car shows? Illegal drifting. Sideshow. That's what they're called. I can't believe I forgot the name of that. Crazy sideshows, man. If you don't know what a sideshow is, it's nuts. These are what... Oh, shit. This is like what a sideshow would be like. But at nighttime. And some of them get real big, man. And they're drifting. Sometimes they're like pop, pop, busting off shots as people are in the back of the car drifting. Sometimes there's like girls twerking on the car while it's drifting around in circles. And then the cops would come and everyone scrams, you know. But they got lots of them out there in Oakland, these sideshows. I've seen them. Well, kinda. Anyways. This rapper shit, Chief Keef, everybody. Yeah, I don't know who's... I've seen that on TikTok before. Some people are run over. Fond memory? Wait, sideshows? Wait, I don't have a signal at all, so I had to read actual maps and ask around make sure I was on the right train. Oaklanders were very nice and helpful, so to get back to financial districts. You ever had a run-in where someone asked about colors you're wearing? Man, I don't wear colors in California. Maybe it's not crazy anymore, man. But maybe it's because I grew up in the 90s. Championship race is coming up real soon. But I don't think the color thing is such a big deal these days, man. I think that's a thing of the past. But I'm not wearing like head to toe in blue or red or whatever color is yellow. Nah, that's crazy talk. But Oakland was cheap. Probably a good idea to stay neutral so nobody bangs on you. Yeah, I wear white, black, gray. You don't color check tourists, at least in Chicago, they don't. Yeah, but I lived in Oakland, you know. There's like 4 blocks you shouldn't go, otherwise it's all drama. Yeah, I don't know much about Chicago, except that's where drill came about. Is it? I don't know, man. Is that where... Maybe it started in New York. I don't really know my history. But Chirac, that's all I know. Drill was born there, yeah? So you're creating a typing game. What if we create a typing bot and the challenge is that the game have to beat the typing bot? Yeah, I don't know how that would work. Alright, I'm just trying to modify my bots so that we can test this thing. Dang, I gotta go, man. Look at the time. It's 1 p.m. I'm out here talking nonsense. Am I seeing 4 Claudes? Yeah, maybe 5, but some of them aren't working. Only one of them is working right now. Man, I'm hungry. Let me see. Should I go right now or should I think I really want to see this bot work. So okay, work trees, bot spectator fix, and then we can run our command there. All right, here is 15 players only though. All right, so something ain't right. All right, there's still, let me use a different AI. All right, I'm trying to increase the multiplayer server size from 15 people to 100 people, but right now, I thought we changed the limit to 100, but there's still that 15-person cap. Is there something we have to edit in our env local file or something? Can you take a look? Ask Claude to order you something? Nah, man, I can't be ordering food. It's too expensive. I gotta cook. Go to the supermarket or something. One hydrate? Oh, blue cactus AI. My bad. My bad. Cheers. Alright, hopefully it was just a dang environment variable that we have to update there. Okay. Fix it. Just fix it right now. I guess I could fix it myself, but it's already doing it. Should I just do it myself? Alright, nobody look at my env file. Man, it's not even a thing, so maybe there's like a default option there. Anyways, I just want to do the multiplayer thing before I leave, because I think everyone kind of hanging out to see. At least I am. You can join some biker gang easy with your style, man. I'm not trying to be a biker gang. I'm not trying to be in any gang. That's an incredible room. Thank you very much. It's in the basement, man. I'm trying to grow some trees, but I'm not a very great gardener right now. I'm still trying to learn. Anyways. Let's see. Okay, commit direct, or just make a PR. And I will merge it manually. You have to show us the plants one day? Yeah, I will. One day. I've showed a few of them here and there. I have some pictures in my Discord of what's behind that wall behind me. Let me show you what's behind that wall. Where's my Discord at? This is an old picture. The plants are a little bit bigger now. Some of them probably died too. But I'm trying to grow all types of crazy stuff, man. This is not my first time trying to grow anything, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna kill a lot of plants before I get the hang of it. Plan a plant stream? Hey, maybe I make a new plant YouTube or something. Are those weed plants? Nah, none of them are weed plants. But I'm not against that type of stuff, man. I'm gonna submerge this. I just haven't gotten around to that part yet, you know. Please no kill plants. Hey, I try not to. I don't do it on purpose, man. IRL plant streams a new category? Hey, I think they should. I think it's trending, like plants. Maybe it's always been a thing though. I never really was into plants until recently though. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Big bot test. Here we go. Here we go. What's the code? Is it gonna work? Where have you deployed? I have a dedicated server that I deploy on, and I rent it from wholesale internet. Alright, there's a lot of people in this dang race. This UI maybe not the best, but for now it will work. 90 bots. Are you ready to see? I don't even know where the text is gonna pop up, man. There's so many bots in this thing. Oh, Jesus. So that's how a big race would look. Release it. Wait, it's a little bit crazy, man. You guys want me to push this? This is kind of like test-driven development workflow, right? To use these bots to test this functionality. No, this is not really a test-driven development workflow. I'm just testing something I already built. But the test-driven development is you write the tests first, and then you build to make those tests pass. I develop the feature, and then I'm QAing it manually, you know, so it's not really TDD. Bot-driven development, yeah. Can you give every user a different color car or avatar to move as they type? Yeah, I could in this bot thing, but maybe that's it for me for today. Maybe I'll update the bot to choose a random thing. Test in prod always, yeah. Let's do that now, man. I'm about to, well, I mean, it worked. It didn't crash, yeah. That was really cool to see 100 bots race. Yeah. All right. I will probably. So, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna just release it. I don't think I'll get 100 people, live people in a race for a long time, but it's good to know it's possible. And then I didn't really test this on my server. This was on my local thing. So when I push my new binaries to production, and then if I connect my bots to the production website, I think that will be like a nicer test of how things work in production, you know. But man, I gotta go. And I missed the championship race. Fluffy and Douche was in it though, but I forgot. I think for the user experience, it would be better if the timer started on a new page so that you don't have to scroll up first, or maybe also scroll. Yeah, there is for sure problems with the UI with so many bots or people in a race, and we do have to address some of those issues. But I'm not gonna do that today, man. I'm about to go end stream, and I'll see you guys another time tomorrow. UX is perfect. Let's press shift. No. So let me go find somebody to raid. Look at that. Adam learns live. His big day is coming up, so we're gonna go raid Adam. One more day left until Skelly Cellar launches. I'm gonna be personally buying this game, man. So I like games like this, and then second, I would like to support Adam. He's been working hard on his game for the last 2 years, I've heard. That's what he says. And it's finally, his journey is coming to an end. And I think I'm in particular like interested in his journey, since I think I did something similar to what he's trying to, or he's doing right now. I'm trying to do something like this, where he quit his job. He's been working on this for 2 years straight. And I just quit my job, and I'm trying to work on something for 2 years straight. Anyways, let's go raid Adam. Ask him about his game. Add it to your wish list. Check it out. Do you work alone on this project? Yeah, I'm a solo dev. I will deploy this thing soon. Don't you worry. And Duke of Hazard. See you later. Go to a Raiders game. I don't live in Oakland anymore. H4 Dev or HA Dev. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you next time. I'll be on tonight for algorithms, and I'll be on tomorrow 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. for more vibe coding. Blue Cactus AI. Commanders. See you later. Ghost in the net. Adios. Douche. See you next time, man. Duke of Hazard, I think I already said goodbye. Sir Lord Good. Have a good day. Good night. Everybody who's lurking, everybody from YouTube, have a good day. Good night, wherever you're from. The Engineer, see you later. Dumpy Don. I'll see you on stream, on your stream, hopefully. And everybody else, man, see you later. Maybe I missed some names, but that's how it goes sometimes. Hey, K Little Pixel, adios, and Sicaroid. Have you seen Cake Z77s? No, I don't know who that is. But adios, amigos. And everyone on YouTube, adios.